ladies don't take shit from anybody.
They go above and beyond what most people would do.
They're always on the door collecting money for us, and they want nothing in return.
The Red Ravens.
Red Ravens.
The Red Ravens.
Red
for door bitches. So they've actually put this event on, organised all the bands, organised the sound guy, promoted the event online, pulled everything together for the day, probably got other people helping out with little things here and there, and then they've got here nice and early, set everything up. You know, they're there ready to go. They've got the wristbands for people, and they're whacking them on, making sure that people are paying as they go through, and they'll happily stand there for the next 6 or 7 hours to make sure that that the bands get something at the end of the night.
Our boys went to high school together in the disability support area, so that's where we got to know each other.
It's been over 15
Oh,
years.
easy, yeah.
Then our boys went into a band together, and the musicians in this town were so generous. They allowed our boys to perform as an opening act. It's when we realised the need for the musicians to have somebody on the door and support them to make money, and it's organically grown from there.
Difficult punters. We could write a book.
Generally, we don't have security, so we need
We're
security as well.
You get the people that come in, and there might be 5 bands, but they might come when the last band is on and only want to give you $2.50 because it's the last band.
And we say...
And our heckles go up then and say, no, you're paying the whole lot. Thank you, or leave.
We had a guy that used to scoot around,
Oh, yes.
avoid at all costs paying the money. Every time he'd say, I'm a friend of the band, and I'd go, well, if you're the friend,
You'd
why
be
aren't you
supporting
them? So he did it and did it and did it until one day he let me have it verbally and he got thrown out. And I just said to him, I don't want to argue with you. I'm sick of arguing with you. I'm sick of chasing you down. You're not friends with the bands. I've asked them.
Yeah.
Why don't you just pay and have a nice night?
Yeah.
After 2 years, comes to the door with his money, and I grabbed his hand and I said, have a great night.
Yeah.
We don't like angst.
No.
We're all here to have a good time. Nobody wants a scuffle or a fight.
No.
We just don't tolerate it.
You can usually handle them themselves.
Yeah.
You've had too much drinks, time to go.
I'm going to tell the story. So I had this one guy, he was pretty well oiled, he'd had a few, and he goes, well, what am I paying for?
And he'd gone on like this for about 20 minutes, didn't want to pay, only wanted to give me $2.
Go home, we don't
Need you.
He said, what am I paying for? And Robin was getting antsy by this stage, and she leaned into him. You are paying for my cheery disposition. Out comes the $10, and in he went.
Yep.
And every gig after that, no
He just pays.
question.
He doesn't argue anymore.
Music's in our corpuscles.
And we love the people, the bands and the punters, don't we?
And the music. The most scary musicians were the most beautiful and appreciated people. We've found that across the board with musicians. Really humble, appreciative.
And the most giving.
We have a band that's called Death by Carrot. They do what's called the Infinity Loop, and they travel all around Australia, and they will stop at a town that's got a population of 18 and just get out and play. They live off very little money.
Yes.
And they just believe that music is the common denominator
Yeah.
that brings people together. They actually did this thing called Hail the Red Ravens, and it was it was a benefit because we do benefits for people that are struggling in town. We had a
Yeah.
guy that his house got flooded and he had cancer and he was coming home to be palliative,
Yeah.
and we did a benefit for him. In the meantime, our lovely John Lush from Humans of Lismore
Yeah.
passed away at the Lantern Parade, and he said no to give the money to his partner,
Yeah.
and we did, and it was massive, and all the bands just came and played.
Yep.
They actually were too many bands. We couldn't do it all. So
Yeah.
we had to do
Part one and part two.
one and part two to
Yeah.
get all the bands in that wanted to contribute. We support all music. Anybody that wants us on the door to support them, if we're free, we'll do it. So we
Yep.
will go and support a blues band.
Rockabilly, anything.
Rockabilly,
Yep.
hip hop, we'll do anything.
Yep.
Because we love all music. But our favourite is
Metal.
punk,
Yep.
metal and indie. I'm Kat Reid.
I'm Robin Dean, and we're the Door Bitches.